All the time, you hear people say, ledge trap, ledge trap, ledge trap. You can cover most things on reaction, it doesn't matter if they're hard to edgeguard. Just ledge trap them. When I was first learning how to play, this didn't really help me that much. Everybody said it was important, and everybody could explain the high concept of ledge trapping, but nobody seemed to want to break it down to the brass tacks and tell me what to do while ledge trapping. Answers I got were vague and unformed. It depends on the character, just react, pay attention to their habits from ledge, it was all good advice, but in order to practice a thing, you need to be told how to practice that thing. So today, I've got prepared for you a basic Ike ledge trap that, while not universal in scope, works on almost every character and is generally really good for covering all of your opponent's options. I use it pretty often in game and recommend you use it as a starting point while developing your own ledge trap strategies. It's a good thing to practice. It starts off like a lot of other ledge traps, especially Smash 4 ones. Position yourself so that you are just slightly in from ledge, face the edge, and shield. Your opponent now has generally 5 options: neutral get up, jump, get up attack, roll, and ledge drop jump. Certain privileged characters have ways to mix up further or tools to ignore this entirely, but for most of the cast, this rings true. We're in shield. How can we cover all of these options? Let's start with the obvious. If they neutral get up, you can shield grab. It's a tight timing, but completely within the realm of execution, and a lot of people will shield immediately upon getting up anyway, resulting in a free grab even if you're slightly off. It will also catch the startup of most moves as well as jump squats. Even spot dodge takes a few frames to come out, meaning you often have a more generous window than you think, around 3 to 4 frames at the very least. As for get up attack, shield grab can also cover this, though at kill percents you have enough time to react with ether, which is a potent kill move. Either of these work, and ether can even grab you some cheeky suicide stocks from this position. For roll, Ike has a pretty unique option. Against characters with all but the longest ledge rolls, Ike can reverse his ether out of shield, a move with enormous range, and catch the roll 100% on reaction. This is actually probably the easiest option to react to, outside of get up attack. The window's pretty big. Next, a slightly harder option to cover: ledge jump. Generally, ledge jumps are going to leave your opponent around this position. This means that to catch the angle, we can do exactly the same thing we do when they roll. We can reverse ether out of shield and catch them with the sword on the way up. This isn't 100% consistent, but works most of the time and is significantly more consistent on heavies and characters with slower air dodges. Some characters, like Zero Suit Samus, have ways to escape, such as flip jump, before we can hit them. But this is still a really good option to cover jump, and once they start doing these workarounds, we can call them out. The last option they can choose is drop down jump. Generally, your opponent will swing at you when doing this, and it's going to depend on the character what you do. For most, they're going to land in front of you. You can shield grab or ether out of shield in this case, depending on the frame safety of their move. Some characters like to land behind you, so be sure to reverse your ether in that case. Generally, this option can be a really good answer to our little ledge trap. However, it's also the riskiest and least popular ledge option, as they'll be left without a jump if called out. This means we can start to anticipate this option, and if they feel cornered, we can call them out with an F-tilt or other strong punish option and kill them very early since they won't have their double jump. So there you have it, my little ledge trap cheat sheet. Hopefully this is helpful to you, and while it's not an answer to every character or situation, it's nice to have an idea of what you can do to cover your opponent's options before you start blindly reacting. In the current environment we find ourselves in though, there's one thing that we have to keep in mind. Ike's neutral ledge get up, for example, takes about 35 frames. Now with a frame 7 shield grab, this gives you 28 frames to react to that neutral get up. This sounds completely doable. Most human reaction times are in the 15 to 18 frame area. However, there's 2 things we have to take into account here. One, with online play, anywhere between 5 to 10 to even more frames of delay are going to be added to your reaction times, making this a lot less consistent over net play. 2, A lot of get up options look very similar in the startup frames and only really start to differ about halfway through the animation. This makes it a lot harder to react in time unless you look for specific signifiers in the animations that the characters do. For example, during Ike's ledge roll, he swings his sword outward like this. With all of this in mind, it becomes clear that doing this online is going to be a lot less consistent than doing it offline, where you can hit around a 100% success rate. I still think this is worth practicing for online play, as against certain characters and in certain matchups, having a good ledge trap can be a really big deal, and it can be completely within the realm of reactability if you get good enough at it. There's also the fact that once offline comes back, this is going to be absolutely crucial to your gameplay, so practicing now is 100% worth it. Practice this for a while, try it out, and then start mixing in your own adaptations to make yourself less predictable on the ledge. You'll notice quickly just how much percent and how many stocks a good ledge trap can score you. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry for the less frequent uploads lately. I've been extremely busy with work and streaming, but I'm still around and not going anywhere. If you'd like to see more frequent uploads from me, the easiest way you can help that happen is by becoming a patron on my Patreon. I appreciate you all so much. Have a nice day.